Oh yeah, hey, like, what's up? It's part 3 of Daily 582, where we learn to be a better gamer about Mutalisks. We've largely seen that Sage prepared himself to go Zealot Archon. This first getting the charge upgrade. Incidentally, it looks like he has a lot of Stalkers. But that's because he's just been continually going, oh, you're still going Mutalisks. And it's not the length of time the player goes Mutalisk, it's the amount of Mutalisks seen that's causing this amount of Stalkers to be seen. If this were, say, 16 to 20 Mutalisks, and that's it, as opposed to the how many? 40? If it was like 20, there would be a lot more Zealots in this, there would be a lot more Templar, and there would be a lot more attacking. But in this position, he's just seen so much of it. Here's where the beginning of the end begins. Too much spread outedness. Has to head down here. Notice how this top expansion is quite vulnerable. Still very smart move, spending some minerals to head out upon identifying that this stuff's down here. The Paranoid, who has 2 2-lings, soon enough soon to be 3 3-lings, or excuse me, 3 2-lings, is really doing a number on Sage. This is very, very, very difficult to defend. All these different angles. Even with this blink and bopping forward and picking all this stuff off. We see Paranoid gets opportunities to break in, and we created that opportunity all ourselves. We created that by having this expansion all the way up on high. So Sage is doing something that is a little bit dangerous. I think it's okay here if he cuts and then pulls like this set of units back. Actually, pulls that minus... you can actually send all the Immortals and then bring back some more Stalkers. But pulling some of these back to defend this critical expansion and this very critical expansion. You're noticing I'm saying seemingly conflicting things. This is critical because now that it's up, we really have to defend it because we really only have 2 mining bases. And we desperately need both of these up. But it's still the wrong place to have put it. So now that it's up, it is critical and we have to defend it, but I wouldn't have done that in the first place. So that's that clarification. So see, I don't mind like a lot of those dudes heading on out there. I think there's a little bit of a missed opportunity, but I still don't mind at all pulling a lot of dudes back. But Paranoid, you're starting to see, is really hurting Sage really bad. Pulling all the way down south. There's almost nothing up here to defend. These little tiny things. Yeah, see, this is like a nice split up. Oh no! Oh, he's being pulled every which way. This is where the beginning of the end begins. All opened up by this expansion. So it's kind of funny to note how great things can be going for Sage. Or more generally, how great things can be going for Protoss. Sage was starting off quite behind, in quite a jiffy, per se. Got himself into a good position, and then trying to take this north expansion, I think, is what is really killing him. And also, I think that Sage, for the billionth time, could have gotten these upgrades, could have gotten Blink earlier. But so here we go. Here's another really nice tactic. If the base is being killed, stepping forward just to kill off these 2 frontal bases. And maybe this base if Zerg has it up. But this is some good stuff. Sage is kind of just like, yeah, I guess go. This is what High Templar are very good for. High Templar almost are the permission to do this sort of attack. And I want you to see very explicitly how this attack is succeeding. It's very easy to go, Templar are good against Mutalisks, so now that I have Templar, I can attack. Rather, it's that Templar are good at defending against Mutalisks. They're not good just against Mutalisks. These Templar really are defending this base. So the act of having Templar means, step 1, Mutas get aggressive out of position. 2, send your High Templar to the Mutas. Send rest of army to attack. And when I say out of position, I mean relative to this army. So see this army over here? This is going out. Not a huge army back home, but Templar. The Templar are giving permission for this attack to occur. Because there's zero threat from these Mutalisks anymore. Otherwise, they'll run straight into stuff. And stuff pulls right on back. Why is it pulling back? Because step one is Mutas need to be out of position. Killing off these bases, possibly spotting this thing. So, alright, we're starting to work our way forward because we see where the Mutalisks are. Not really able to make any potent threat. And after we kill this, we just have to pull back because... Oh, he did see those move to the backside. Oh, I actually missed that. I'm actually not convinced that he did see them. So I do like this pullback. But Sage actually only has 2 bases. Can you just imagine for a moment if this base up here were actually this base down here? It would be so much easier to defend. I'm going to speed things up because I don't think there's really much to say without repeating stuff I've already said. But this base dies. Now, if I'm Protoss, I'm going to be focused just on this base. The next base I want to take is probably going to be this one. And why is that? Because this gets in the way of Mutalisks from the south. This is where my units are going to be from the north. I can kill this off to help deal with Zergling pressure. So this is nicely tucked back. So as Sage is moving out, he's still not really going much farther than these bases. Up in the center spot. This maneuver from Sage is kind of like the anti-Zergling play. Trying to move up and then moving all the way back. Checking the watchtowers. Does Paranoid actually have that? Yeah, he does. Alright. So, what do we learn? We're just going to chill here. Zerg has lost so much stuff relative to us. He's just died so many times. Phoenix Templar can head down here. Some of the units, leaving some of the units back, leaving the Templar to defend, getting warp gaties up. Yeah. But this might seem like a completely different situation than at like the 18-minute mark. But even though it's totally crazy, the logic is still the same. The Phoenixes are going to move out, kind of get a position of where things are. We're never really going to want to try to do big attacks if there's a counter. And Sage is just trying to lock down these 2 bases. Being very boss-like. Alright, I'm going to go to Times 4 speed. Go, Sean. Go. Little bit of movement around, trying just to pick off. This is actually where the value comes from. Just as Paranoid is trying to pick off bases, Sage is trying to pick off armies that are trying to pick off bases. Attack is actually has some capability to move out. See now here, we see the Mutalisks are out of position, so this small force can move out here to kill a base if that base is up, because we have the Templar and Phoenix is there to defend. And Sage is still thinking about it. Yeah, see, there's that move out. See these Mutalisks? They're doing a lot of damage, but they're out of position. So we're going to take this army. And we're going to rely on Templar, some small ground units, and Phoenixes to hold it off. I mean, it sucks to lose buildings always, but we're trying to keep them out of bases. Mutalisks are out of position. Mutalisks are out of position. And pulling right on back. I think this expansion is up too, but there's really not that much that we as Protoss can do about that right now. Unless we still see the Mutalisks out of position, then yes, I don't mind if I do. I will take out this base. But only with a couple of minerals. Seeing the themes re-emerging. And thank God we went for the Zealot Archon with some Immortal tech, because we're really good against any upcoming transition. So Sage finally gets a couple of key storms. And I actually want to sort of color everything that I've been saying. Why are there flies? Why are there bugs in this room? There's no food. There's only Tabasco, coffee, and water. Contact solution. There's quite a lot of Tabasco in here. I really like Tabasco. Oh, actually. Alright, there's no ants on my dinner. Good. Maybe I'm dead. Maybe I'm dead and decomposing, as moist snail poop in the chat has identified. I want to color everything I'm saying by noting that Paranoid has made very little maneuvering mistakes. No real big exploitable blunders by Paranoid, with the exception of some opportunities for Sage to kill off bases. Paranoid is playing great. So great. So that's why Sage has not really been in a good spot. However, this last, I'll actually back up about 20 seconds. These last storms are the first big errors that he has really been up against. So I'll slow it down. Killed off a whole lot of those, and then here, waltzing right up into the storms. And Paranoid lost a lot of stuff and took a lot of damage. And steps ahead in the supply count. If you are against an opponent who is playing less perfectly than Paranoid, it's very, very easy to get a big advantage and win. So here's something cool. I got a question for you. With this position, where should Sage expand? This is kind of an interesting position. This is one of the last spots I think anyone would think is a reasonable spot to go to, but it is! This is amazing! This is a fantastic spot for Sage to go to, because that is where he is going to be pushing. He does have to have some defense there, but this creates a very awkward position for the Mutalist King player. Having vision down to the south side, having vision of this top side, which I don't know why he doesn't go for, and having some units here to defend. Because the big thing we're worried about is counterattacks. We want to be able to defend a location and move down and kill this off and still defend this again. And this is the easiest spot to do, given that this is the only base we really have remaining. So with this stuff going on, I think it's important to leave some stuff back because this gets easily counterattacked. We can leave Stormers back home or just abandon this base entirely. This is really brave. The fact that the Lings killed this off is kind of unfortunate. I actually think that that's probably one of the strongest spots to expand to right now. This is also suddenly good again because we have no vulnerabilities down on the south side. We can take this watchtower, and then this expansion. It's really hard for him to counterattack, with the exception of attacking along here and then back like that with Zerglings. You must construct additional pylons. Speeding it up, speeding it up. By the way, I was talking about this in another daily, about if he is going to be low on, if you are, how did I say it in the other dailies? It was basically that if you are keeping him low on gas, either via killing bases, or in essence, if you are permitting him to get a lot of minerals, make sure that your army is good against mineral-based units. Even, because a lot of times a Zerg player will be maxed with, like, a ton of mutas, and it's really tempting, like we were talking about earlier, to go, like, Storm, Phoenix, Stalker. But you need to make sure that you're good against that replenishment force of mass Zergling, because he's going to have so much minerals in the bank. So this force that we actually see out of Sage is really good against mineral-based armies, Roaches and Zerglings. Not that many Stalkers. Alright, yeah, cool. Sage expands here. As he'd be cancelled, but that's not a big deal, just 100 minerals lost. A little bit of split upage and some direct defendage. Just defendage, good stuff. Good shit. Good shit. Speeding it up, the game's almost done. Really good against mineral units, Storm, Archon. Thank God that we focused on that and not on Stalkers. I would probably be building mostly High Templar and Cannons and some Zealots, and every now and again a Stalker. Like right now I'd probably go Forge, Cannon, Cannon, Cannon. That's probably would be my next expenditure. We've locked him out of this base all game long. We've made this base a real nightmare for him to get. Let me go back to the Sage camp. Dude, look at this. Look at Paranoid's vision on the minimap. And look at Sage's. Oh man, that is why the Protoss are the heroes of the universe. God, I'm starting to lose my voice again. I don't know what has been with my voice. It just keeps dying the last few days. And I mean, the biggest party harding I did was watch episode 5 of Game of Thrones, which was so good. Season 3 has been so amazing. Observer like this, pretty nice, pretty good. But just chilling, just defending. No need to attack this quite yet because it's not even up. Checking the expo. I really want to get some cannons up there. Boy, howdy do I evers. And Sage just has so much money that he hasn't even mined on his half of the map. Hey, he's getting some defense up. Quelle defense. So with this sort of push, I would then take these units to move out. Yeah, perfect. These kinds of engagements, we see the Mutas are out of position. If Zerg's throwing everything at us, okay, cool, great, we might be able to pull back. But basically, Control Group 2, one of our control groups gets in the way of our Mutas, the other control group moves out. Ladies and gentlemen, you've now seen the most aggressive Ling Muta-ing play start to finish. And you've seen Sage withstand it. We've seen Paranoid be friendly at the start and friendly at the end with a very pleasant GG. Yes. Because my throat's kind of hurting, I'm actually just going to stop the daily there. If you have questions, head on over to day9.tv and make a post in there. Once again, the fastest max Zerg challenge is up on day9.tv, and we're just giving away free prizes for stuff if you participate. And then I'm going to play a story for you after all's said and done. That was a very good game, but also a very educational game to see how he's dealing with air. The biggest error that Sage made was just in choosing expansions and that sort of thing. So I'm going to head out, and I'm so sorry that I can't go, but I'm trying to be gentle with the voice and stuff. But thanks so much for watching. You guys are very awesome. The show's over. Bye-bye.